Hey there, Ribbon fans. I'm Jason Ruff, joined by Ribbon head coach Jason Trudel. It's time for this week's edition of Trudel's Take, presented by Health Alliance. Welcome back to this week's edition of Trudel's Take. Jason Ruff, joined once again, and as always, by Ribbon head coach Jason Trudel. Guy, long way from home, 3 games against a tough and ornery opponent, and you're able to come away with 3 victories on the road. What did you learn about this team this weekend?
You always learn a lot. I mean, it's always great to go on the road, get that team chemistry going, and learning about different players, what they do well on the road, what they don't do so well, what we need, what went well, few mistakes, few great things. So as a coach, you always want those experiences, those tough kind of environments to make sure that you're dialed in when the most important season comes along, which is the playoffs. So we learned a lot about our team. We learned that we never quit. We learned that we're going to keep working no matter what's thrown at us. So I was pretty proud of the guys. I don't think we played our best hockey, but we played well enough to bring home 3 wins from a road trip.
And Fayetteville was not playing like they were an 8th-seeded opponent. They played like a group that really wanted to pick up a win and end their losing streak. They played the Ribbon tough, I thought.
Yeah, desperate teams, you know. They lost a few in a row, and they're fighting for a playoff spot. And we talked about it all year. There's going to be a great team missing the playoffs this year. Mm-hmm. And we know they're fighting with Quad City right now. And, you know, all you have to do in this league is get hot a few games, and another team kind of stumbles a bit, and you're back in. So for them, it was, I'm sure it was disheartening because they played really well. They played really hard, and we were fortunate enough to get really good goaltending, and I thought our third game was our best game, the second and third period. I thought we finally played Riverman hockey, and it took us a little while, but again, you learn from different things, and it was a great trip for that.
Speaking on goaltending, Josh Benson gets his first 2 big wins in a Riverman uniform. First night Friday in relief, second night Saturday, full starting situation. What'd you learn about your backup goaltender?
He played extremely well. It was a tough situation. You come in when a goalie gets a 5-minute major, and they had a 4-on-3, which against the rules. But again, we did what we had to do. He got scored 2 early ones and then shut the door and kept it positive on the bench because we had a lot of trust in him in the third period. I thought he made a few big saves that kind of kept the team focused to do what we had to do to come back in that game. And also his first start with us, he played extremely well. Same thing, a few big saves, and he made the saves that I would say if you make your first shot save that, you know, supposed to be, you know, pretty easy, made him look really easy, and then he made those 3-4 big saves that we needed, and then I thought we took over the game after that. But I am really happy with Josh. He did really well.
Also, J.M. Piotrowski, number of big-time goals, especially 2 in the third period on Friday night with his family in attendance. Do you think he's starting to come over the hump and round the corner, at least offensively, and getting his game back to the J.M. Piotrowski we know and love?
Yeah, I don't think his game went away. I think sometimes he just forgets what he's really good at. Mm-hmm. And for Jimmer is about you know, he has to carry the puck. He's got to be a water bog all over the ice. But in the offensive zone, he's got to play with like a grinder. When he goes to the net, when he's net front, when he's around the net, he's a lot more effective than when he's just playing on the outside. Because we know what his strengths are, we know what his weaknesses are, and we understand that when he does the right things around the net, he can score around that net. Yeah. And you get 1 or 2 around that net, then you feel a lot more confident to get your shot from the outside to go in. Yeah. And I think he did that this weekend. He got a lot around the net, close to the net. Then his whip started going in, and then the confidence started growing. So in the neutral zone, when you have the puck, you want the puck, and you want to, you know, be the one carrying it, and that's what GM, he brings a lot. But no matter, even if he's down in the dumps a little bit like he was there for 2-3 weeks, GM still brings a lot to the table. He's killing penalties. He's still skating. He's still that water bog. Now we just are happy that offensively he's going to get a reward for all his hard work around the net.
And Alex Carey, my goodness, a massive fight. It seems like every single week we see a new side of his game as he gets back into hockey shape. How has his development been, and where do you think he's at in terms of getting back into that full playing shape?
Yeah, I think it's coming along. I still, you know, it's a long process because adrenaline pushes you through the first 4 or 5 days. Then you have to start getting in shape, and it's miserable because you're sore every single day for 2-3 weeks. Right. And then after that, you kind of get in the flow of things. So for him, though, he's an old pro, and he understands, and he's very good at visualizing and understanding what he needs to do to be successful, and we felt like that's exactly what we needed in the second game. We were playing kind of slow and soft, and the boys stepped up and they did what they had to do to get us momentum, and then we took over the game after that. So for us as a hockey team, we have a lot of old souls, I call them. They know what's needed every single game to be successful, and they came out and did it. And Alex, I think hockey wise, I think it's coming. You can see him off the wing when he's got a little bit more speed when he gets that puck off his wing. And then in the battles, the hardest thing is when you stop playing for a while, it's getting bodies on bodies in the battles, and he's starting to win those battles. And we knew it was going to take a little bit, and I still think he's got about 2-3 more weeks of hard labor down low to make sure he gets his game back. But he's playing extremely well. Not just that, Alex is like one of the best teammate and guys you want around the team, and he keeps everybody calm and does the right thing. So he's a joy to be around, and he's a joy to have on the Riverman.
Big weekend in a number of reasons for your captain, Alec Hageman. A couple of big milestones passed career-wise. Big offensive performance this weekend as well. He seems to also be one of those guys, those old souls who knows exactly what you need right when you need it, and then he goes out and delivers.
Yeah, they've been through it all. We've been through everything, the ups and downs of like 8 years they've been playing for us, and he knows what we need as a hockey team. And when you saw when Alec Bear got called up and Barrow left us, he knew it was his time to step up, and now he's carrying the puck a lot more, doing a lot of the little things, and that's what great leaders do. They know where to do, when to do it, and like me, hockey games are really, when do you do it, the time of the game, the score, everything's important. And when it comes to game management, and when you have old souls like we call them, they understand game management, and they do the right things at the right time to make sure we're successful.
Now, in addition to that, this is the Rivermen's first weekend of 3 away from Carver Arena. How important is these next 3 weeks in terms of not only team bonding, but also development, as we've talked about over the course of this year, and really battening down, tightening the screws on things, and getting better away from Carver Arena in some hostile environments?
I think it's great. We saw it there in Fayetteville. We missed, I think, 20 minutes. The glass was something. Then we had a 30-minute intermission because they couldn't put the pegs in. So it's all things that you might see in the playoffs. The Southern Rink, it's really hot down there, and they struggle a little bit with in and out the ice and stuff like that. So it's things we're going to see in the playoffs, and you have to be mentally strong enough to kind of overcome those little things that could happen during a game, and we did. And every situation also that comes on the road against hostile environments, against good hockey teams, you learn a little bit about yourselves. And we saw we were down 3-0, but there was no panic because we were playing the right way. And the boys understood now. Like, I don't think we were playing Riverman hockey the last 6-7 games when it comes to offensive side of the puck. And I thought the last 2 periods we finally got there. So we also understand that we can come down from 3-0 deficits and play the right way and keep it calm on the bench. So you learn from every single game, especially like you said. Those are tough environments. They're a 15-hour road trip to go there, 15 back. The boys are tired. Your body's tired. But as long as the mind goes, the body will follow, and I thought we did a great job with that. How
impressive was Caden Cahill and Braden Barker both in that overtime, that big OTW on Sunday evening?
It was great. I was, Caden, I always say if you're here for a while, I expect a lot from you.
Yeah.
And I didn't think I was getting that offensive flair that he has. And I thought that third game, I think he had enough also, and he completely dominated the game down low. And for him, his cutbacks and doing the right things, he's got great vision, and you could see the whole game. I think he finished with 4 points that game.
Yeah.
And he won so many wall battles with his cutbacks and his quick vision. And then after that, he made a lot of really nice play. Even the Mitch goal was a great slip pass on that one. And then in overtime, that was just a spectacular play by him. And Barks, he's been a warrior for us. I can't say enough from that guy. He's become a Riverman. He's become a real deal, old school Riverman in the last 2-3 months, and I am extremely proud of him. And ironically, he's the one who scored the game winner, and I was so happy for him because he did a lot for us that people don't know what he's playing with right now and doing a lot for us.
Well, he looked to be at the end of his shift. I even mentioned on the air when those guys were moving up ice, I was like, oh no, I'm thinking in the back of my head they're going to be caught because they were on an extended shift. Then they pass over to Cahill, and then Caden Cahill makes a perfect move. Great patience with the puck, using that speed and skill, things you don't think you're going to get from such a young player at this age, but he makes that play. He makes a pro play and then slips a backdoor pass to Barker, who then makes the extra effort to get into the right areas. It's like Aldi said, becoming a Riverman.
Yeah, absolutely. And the thing with Caden also, he looks like a happy-go-lucky guy, but he wants to be on the ice in big moments. He's got that, that Patrick Kane type of when the game's on the line, I want the puck, but he's not going to say it. But he's got it inside of him. You know, when I talk to him personally, he loves being on the ice. He wants to be a hero. He wants a guy that does the last play to make sure we win a game. So, you know, as much as he's a happy-go-lucky, fun-loving guy around the rink, and when it comes to hockey time and, you know, doing the right play at the right time, he's one of the guys I really want to be on the ice.
And how much of a help does it have to have so many guys like Cahill, like Oren Alec Hagman, or Zach Wilkie, or potentially, knock on wood, an Alec Berry if he comes back? You have so many guys who want to be there out in the big moment. J.M. Pietrowski, how can I forget about him? You have so many guys who want to be out in the big moments, who have shown they can produce in the big moments. How much of an added bonus or a benefit is that to you to have so many guys who like to shine the spotlight?
Well, that's what you try to recruit. Those are expectations that comes with being a Riverman. We want guys that want to be on the ice in the big moment, and they're not afraid to make mistakes. They're not afraid to make turnovers. They just know that they have enough confidence in themselves to do the right things because they put in the work and they put in the details every single day in practice. And, you know, you can say we're hard here in practice, or you can say whatever you want, but I call it accountability. We're accountable to each other to make sure that we want to perform every single day and be the best we can be. And I'm lucky enough that, you know, our leadership group, after a few months, they take over the locker room and they make everybody accountable. They make people want to be out there, because if you're not out there in a regular season in big moments, how are you going to want to be out there in the playoffs? So for us, it's about finding the right people that want that puck, that want to be there in the big moments and that shine in big moments. And I'm lucky enough over the years that, you know, we have quite a few of those guys, and we're going to have even more, I think, this year. So it's a lot of fun to coach, and I'm very privileged and lucky to have all those guys.
Speaking on coaching, it was a big moment for you as well. You had your oldest son, Triston, out there assisting. We got a picture up there. Oh, wait. No, that's a very young Jean-Guy Trudel. Might as well looks like Triston. Put the real one up. There it is. There's the picture. A big moment for, obviously, Triston on the bench. Do you potentially see coaching in his future?
You know, my whole life I just wanted Triston to love the game, because it's a beautiful game. It's been really good to me, and I just want him to love the game. And he's lucky enough right now. He's with the Mustangs, but he had a weekend off, so he came with the old man and assist him on the bench. And I think it's just a matter of time before his time's going to come to make a decision in life if he wants to help out. And I think over the last few years, he's been loving the game enough to help out with youth hockey and doing different things, because that's usually where you start, and he's doing a good job. But like I said, lately he's really loving the game, and that's all I wanted. And I think every time we bring somebody different, I think it brings a special energy on the bench. Yeah. For players, it's a lot of fun. Like one time I brought Nate Chastain, and the boys were so pumped to see him on the bench. And little things, man, little things that bring a little bit more energy to give you an opportunity to win is what it's all about. But for me, it was about spending a great weekend with my son and winning 3 hockey games, and you know, in the hotel at night, seeing what the old man does. You know, everybody thinks that we go on road trip, it's all these great hotels and stuff. It's mostly just video work, getting ready for the next day, trying to win another hockey game.
Exactly.
So he saw what I did, and now he's going to get back to hopefully playing with the Mustangs here and having a great finish a year really will for the Peoria. I always say Riverman Mustangs and my youth hockey are really important, because that's who represents all hockey in Peoria, and we want to have the best product and the best people possible representing it.
Now, I do have to ask, did Triston have the young Jean-Guy energy and the flair on the bench, or was he reserved?
Well, I know Hags was getting pissed at him the second game there when Triston kept saying another turnover. So he did sound like his old man on that one a little bit. So Hags was getting a little bit upset, but we'll try to make him a little bit more positive than the old man.
Like father, like son. Guy, thank you so much for your time. We'll talk to you again here this weekend.
Thanks a lot, Ruff. Appreciate it.
It's been Jason Ruff with Riverman head coach Jean-Guy Trudel for this week's edition of Trudel's Take, presented by Health Alliance. We'll talk to you next week, Riverman fans.